Amber Tejada with the Hepatitis Education Project. There's a thing, just like they call abortion women's health care. They call enabling drug addicts in Seattle harm reduction, because you see, the addiction isn't harm, overdosing is harm, or having to hide your addiction is harm. And so again, she's with the Hepatitis Education Project, and what's this board?
Yeah, and so this was a panel of so-called harm reduction experts during a Public Safety and Human Services Committee hearing before the Seattle City Council yesterday. I have to hand it to Councilmember Sarah Nelson, who tried to pick apart their various arguments, but then she faced backlash from Lisa Herbold. The voice we're going to hear now is Amber Tejada, who, like you said, is with the Hepatitis Education Project. And she laid out all the cards on the table, or spilled the beans, so to speak. Sorry to mix metaphors. She gave the game away.
Yeah, this is who is taking your tax money in King County or City of Seattle. This is one of the projects. This is one of the influencers in front of city council members like Sarah Nelson, who owns a microbrewery in Fremont. Put eco blocks in front of that as illegally as anyone else did, North Lake Pizza and the rest of them. And I sense Sarah Nelson knows common sense when she sees it, and she doesn't see it when she hears this. So, pardon me, this is about 50 seconds or a minute, and
but it's worth listening to every
you
second.
got to hear what you're not supposed to hear.
So, I mean, I'll just say, I know it can be a little controversial, but one of the key tenets of harm reduction that I see is that we want to be able to facilitate and champion autonomy of people who use drugs. And so, there are folks who don't want to stop using drugs. There are folks for whom abstinence is not something by which they measure their success in life. So, like Brad said, people come in, they get safer smoking supplies. They don't have to inject if they're smoking. Our friends at People's Harm Reduction Alliance invented a whole new pipe so that people could smoke and not inject, which has proven to be safer method of using drugs. So
when she says drugs, she means fentanyl, the little blue fake Percocets that they crush and smoke. But it's okay. They've invented a new pipe, which is so much safer than injecting.
If they're smoking, our friends at People's Harm Reduction Alliance invented a whole new pipe so that people could smoke and not inject, which has proven to be safer method of
People's Harm Reduction Alliance.
It's insane, Brian.
That's the name she just dropped. And there's something getting state, federal, and county money called the People's Harm Reduction Alliance. They've invented a new pipe. Yay.
Using drugs. So, abstinence is great if that's something that you have planned for you, but sometimes people are just going to use drugs and it's not going to lead to abstinence. And I think our mission, and I think what we've been able to do really successfully with this program, is to show that people can use drugs safely. We can help folks get access to resources if that's something that they're interested in, but ultimately autonomy, bodily autonomy is key.
I want access to resources, but for some reason, this immigrant business owner, resident of Ballard, wants RVs to stop exploding in Ballard.
It was like a missile has hit Ballard.
Yeah, well, a missile has hit Ballard, and but that's okay because they've invented a new pipe. And also, for people that don't know, fentanyl has a nearly immediate effect when it is what you are taking. And one of the effects is to fall over. If you're sitting, you fall over with the foil in your hand, and the lighter still might be going. And so that's how you have tent fires. It's not like someone says, "Oh, geez, I just honked a big fentanyl, and it's about to take. Let me get comfy. Do you have a beanbag chair? A non-flammable one, preferably." It has an almost immediate effect. That's why you can't self-Narcan, for instance.
In one respect, I admire Amber Tejada and her honesty and candidness.
My God.
Because she's at least telling us that what is happening in Seattle right now is by design. It's not an accident.
Well, if only somebody would invent a new pipe.
Our friends at People's Harm Reduction Alliance invented a whole new pipe so that people could smoke.
Because now those poor downtrodden people who don't measure success in life by abstinence, I love that measurement that she comes up with. They right now what they have to do, folks, is they have to go buy foil. And then they have to crush the pill and make a little divot in the foil in the very middle so that they can hang on to it by the corners. And then they have to, with one hand, they have to light it. And right now they have to just put the glass pipe in their mouth and then stir it around the foil. And that doesn't lead to harm reduction.
And council member Sarah Nelson kept on pressing these so-called experts about how they view success when in terms of harm reduction. And this other guy on the panel kept on reiterating, well, when they come in for these safe new pipes, we make services available to them. And then Sarah Nelson kept on asking, how many people utilize these services to get better? And they were evasive. They dodged the question multiple times.
Because it's zero.
Because it's zero. Exactly right. And there's an inherent contradiction in what Amber Tejada said there. She keeps on stressing this notion of autonomy with drug users. Well, they're not autonomous if they're coming to you to get their clean pipes. That's called dependency.
Newly invented pipe, too.
This is just outrageous on so many levels.
It's the new X15C, which is such an improvement over the X15B. But I mean, it's funny because if you come to this country with whatever savings you have to start a business or whatever, and you find out that government is actually against you, you come here for the hard work and you want the prosperity, and the prosperity leads to taxes. You want to give the city of Seattle your tax money. And you find out that this is the city of Seattle. These are the people that have the influence, and they're proud. They're doing a happy dance because they're good friends of the People's Harm Reduction Alliance have invented a new pipe.
Our friends at People's Harm Reduction Alliance invented a whole new pipe so that people could smoke.
Does it explode when it's at 200 Fahrenheit? No, then I don't want to hear